So a lot of you love the thin style cases when it comes to the 14 Pro Max. You want to keep that minimalistic feel when you're talking about a case on your device. So I have my favorite, my top 5 minimalistic style thin cases for the 14 Pro Max. Now, everything I talk about will be linked down below. And with the link down below also will be a video link, because we're not going to talk about all these cases really in detail. But if you want to see the full review of the cases that I did, links will be down below. So let's go ahead and kick off the list. And this is in no particular order. We got to do the Pitaka MagEZ 3 case. Now, this is like the standard when it comes to thin cases. If you want to run a thin case, if I want to run a thin case, I don't usually run one on a daily, but if I do, guess what's probably going to be it? It's going to be the Pitaka MagEZ 3, and I'm running the Pitaka on my S23 Ultra. This thing has been up here since I've owned it, and I don't really plan on taking it off. They just know how to do the aramid fiber cases correctly. It's very thin, gives you that MagSafe. Now, one thing that you may not like when it comes to Pitaka cases is you will have your top exposed and you will have your bottom exposed. Now, that's just a personal preference. A lot of you, you may not care about that, but I have to mention it because it's a thing, all right? And when it's on your phone, you're looking at just very minimalistic, very thin style cases. You're going to still have that camera protection, so it is protecting those cameras on the 14 Pro Max. Now, you do have a few different designs that it comes in. This is going to be your standard black, but you can also get one of the Fusion Weave versions, and Pitaka has like 3 or 4 of these designs. Even has came out with like a new dope limited edition, I think Sunset. I can't think, it's like Root, I don't know what it is, but it's a dope, I'll link it down below, a very dope colorway when it comes to the Pitaka case. But this is just standard, minimalistic, man. You get the little Pitaka branding right here. Now, when it comes to any of these aramid carbon fiber type cases, it's going to leave a few fingerprints and smudges on the back, but don't worry about it. You can just easily get a microfiber, wipe them off, and you are good to go. Not going to get much lay on tear protection, but that's probably going to be the case for the majority of cases that I talk about in this list. So Pitaka MagEZ 3, have to put it on the list because it just always gets it done, especially when it comes to iPhone and keeping things thin and minimal. Now, this is probably going to run you around, what's this runs you around? About 60 bucks. This case always is going to be around 60 bucks. You can easily go over on Amazon and grab yourself one. Now, since we just did the Pitaka, is it a little bit of a troll to do this case right here next? It could be, but let's go ahead and get into it. Latercase for the 14 Pro Max. Now, of course, I love Latercases because they make them for a range of devices, not just iPhone, for your Samsung, for your Pixel, for your any devices out there, man. Pretty much Latercase is going to make a case for it. But one thing that pains me when it comes to Latercase, Lou, if you're watching this video, you're probably not, but if you are, we got to have MagSafe, man. MagSafe is becoming so popular when it comes to iPhone. Just put MagSafe in here. You don't have to sacrifice thinness in order to put a magnet in here. We've seen it with a few different cases, especially with the previous Pitaka case. So would just love for this to have that thinness and the MagSafe at the very same time. Now, when it comes to this and the Pitaka case, they are going to be very similar. All right, you're going to have your top out, you're going to have your butt out, especially when it comes to the top and the bottom. So very similar characteristics when it comes to that. Same thing with the buttons. You're going to have the cutout for your buttons, no over buttons or anything like that. But one thing that I love about Latercase is you have this camera, and this camera layout just looks really good, man. Really giving you those fidget spinner vibes, but I'm here for it. Like, it's good. It protects the cameras. I love the way that they do the cameras, and like nobody else on the market when it comes to cases does the cameras like this, and I love that he made this type of design. All right, it's going to have a fit. Once it's up there, it's not going to come off. It's going to be very thin. They make a few different colors. All right, they do make a few different color Latercases, so you can kind of go and not just get the plain black, but this is always going to be the most smooth, the most stealthy of them all. So Latercase, I tend to like it, man. This is going to run you 50 bucks. Now, a lot of these cases up here aren't going to be the cheapest. There's some of the higher quality thin cases out there on the market. Sure, you can go get those little cheaper Amazon ones, but we're not here for that. I'm trying to give y'all the best options when it comes to thin cases. And Latercase, I had to put it on here, man, because it's thin, has a dope camera layout. You can get them from a range of devices. But we're just going to have to add that MagSafe, man. Let me know down below if you're a fan of Latercase. Tell them down in the comment section, man. Add that MagSafe to them. But definitely one of the best out there for the 14 Pro Max. Now, this next one on deck is probably one of the most unique that's on this list. I consider it a thin case. I'm not sure about everybody else, but we got to talk about the Phone Rebel Flex series. All right. Now, the Flex, like I stated, is a very unique style case. On the inside, you're going to have a nice rubbery feel, which is going to keep your phone protected. You're going to get those Phone Rebel magnets, which are some of the strongest magnets right now when we are talking about accessories. And then we just got to slap it on on so you can kind of see the look. And of course, you're going to get some shock absorption material when it comes to phone rebel cases because they are very, drop protective, man. And when I say the most unique design, this is why I call it that, because when it comes to the phone rebel flex, your sides are going to be completely out. Now, before on the previous cases, your top and your bottom was out, but your top and your head and your booty is closed on this one. But when it comes to your sides, all right, you got the hips out when it comes to the phone rebel flex. But I know a lot of you may see this as like, I don't know if I like that, man. But honestly, one thing about the Flex is it's probably one of the best filling cases in hand because of that design. Now, of course, when you get these, you do have little plastic strips that are provided in the packaging to where you can cover your sides so you can have protection all the way around. But you just have to I gotta let you know that the hips are out when it comes to the Flex series. Now, other than that, you're gonna get a very nice lid when we're talking about lay on tear protection. Flip it over on the back, you're gonna have probably some of the most high quality aramid fiber material that's out there on the market. Between this and the Phone Rebel Gen 4, absolutely amazing when it comes to their fiber quality. Just good, doesn't add as much smudges as the rest of them. Always tends to do very well. Like I said, man, some of the strongest MagSafe magnets that's out there on the market can easily pick up this base. And if you follow my channel, if you can pick this bad boy up here, that means you have some strong magnets. The Phone Rebel Flex, of course, easily does that. And I mean, that's basically it. Top close, you're gonna have all your cutouts when it comes to the bottom of it. This is gonna be an Amazon product, so you can go out there and get it for about 43 bucks on Prime, so that makes it also a little bit more appealing, how fast you can get it. Love the Flex case. If I had to have one that's a top one, it'd probably have to be the Pitaka or maybe this Flex because I absolutely love it. And I consider it a thin case because of the design that they do. And like I said, crazy lay on tear protection. Fits very tight. It's not going to come off unless you want it to come off. Can work with tempered glass screen protectors. Just love the Phone Rebel Flex series. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit unique, strong MagSafe, is going to be very durable and just feels very good in your hand while you're holding it, check out the Flex series, man. I love the Flex. I have loved the Flex ever since Phone Rebel has came out with this series. Now, next up, Peel Thin MagSafe case. Now, I recently did a video about this one, and you guys love this case as well. Just has a little bit of a different texture when it comes to the back, so we'll get around to that. So on the inside, you're going to get a very nice felt lining on the inside. You're going to get those MagSafe. You're going to get your Peel branding. One thing I love about this one is it is protected all the way around. So this is going to be the first thin case so far on the list that is protected all the way around. Don't have to worry about it when you're talking about dings and scratches and stuff like that. So this case is going to run you 50 bucks over on Amazon. So yes, it is one of the once again, a little bit more expensive, but let's go ahead and slap the phone in here. But when it's in there, this thing is solid. I cannot lie to you. Now, this is going to be their deep purple color. They also have a few different colors. They have like 4 or 5 colors that you can choose from, and they all are phenomenal. This is going to be like a soft touch finish. Doesn't leave a lot of fingerprints, could be a little bit slippery to some. So that's one thing to think about when you're talking about this. But other than that, everything else is good to go. Your top is closed. One thing that's a little bit of a pain point are the buttons. So the buttons are a little bit recessed down in there. So you kind of have to get your finger in there to press the buttons. Same thing with the power button. So I would like Peel to maybe add just a little bit of, cover it up, raise up the buttons just a tad bit to make it a little bit more easier to press. That's kind of one thing that I don't like about the case. Flipping over on the bottom is going to be one of those cases that just has the dots for your speakers and everything like that. Camera still has that lip around it. Very tight fitting case. All right, this thing, you're gonna have to fight to get this thing off. Not necessarily a bad thing, but could make it a little bit easier to take off. So the Peel Thin MagSafe case is really the perfect case, I feel, for people who love to keep things very thin. Like I stated, could be a little bit slippery, but I can deal with it for what you're getting, man. It's just a very thin look. Looks really good when it comes to it. MagSafe is kind of middle ground. The only one that has very strong MagSafe, I would say, is the Phone Rebel Flex on this list. Everything else has mid to, better MagSafe strength. So that's something to think about when you're talking about a thin case. They don't have a lot of material to work with when you're talking about magnets. So here it is. This is going to be the Peel Thin MagSafe case. You can get it over on Amazon Prime, 50 bucks. Definitely a solid choice. The last one that is probably the best bargain, the best one that you can probably get up here, the best bang for your buck case up here, period. That's going to be the Torras Slim MagSafe, all right? Starting right off, Amazon Prime, the stand's going to be $24. Absolute steal when it comes to this thin case. Trust me, This is probably, all of them. I love all of these cases, man. But this one, for the price, you just can't beat it, in my opinion. So this one, you're going to get like a soft touch material. This will show a little bit of fingerprints. So that's one thing on the side that you kind of get those fingerprints when it comes to this one. Flipping over inside, you don't get any soft lining. So you're starting to see where the corners are cut compared to that cost. You do get that magnet, and all of your sides are covered just like the peel case. So when we slap this one on, and this is the crowd favorite, especially over in my Discord, man, especially if you want to join just Discord, links down below. We love this Torras thin MagSafe case, man. Nice soft lining. You get the raise, and this is exactly what Peel should do to their cases. You have just a little bit of material over it. You have the air slits in the buttons, but it makes the buttons easier to press. That's what I love that they did on this one. Makes the buttons absolute perfect. When it comes to the bottom, all of your cutouts are good there. Comes in a few different colors that you can also choose from. You get that camera protection. MagSafe strength is good. This is the thin case, all right? This right here gives me the comfort to run a thin case. Everything is covered, and that's what I like. I love Pitaka. I love the phone Rebel, but the sides and stuff are out, so I'm a little bit more paranoid when I use those cases. I can use this ones and not be worried about it. Yes, when you come to dropping it, you got to deal with the thin case drop protection, but outside of that, everything is covered up. You get a tight fit. You get very nice buttons, and it's an affordable price point. Works with tempered glass screen protectors. This Torras slim case just absolutely knocks it out the park. And if I had to choose a number one, I gotta almost choose this one simply because of the features and the price that it has. So this is gonna be it, man. Torras thin MagSafe case for the 14 Pro Max. Easily a great option if you want to go out there and get a thin case for your 14 Pro Max. All right, so here they are. This is all the best thin cases that I feel for the 14 Pro Max. We have the Torras Slim, the Pitaka, the Latercase, the Phone Rebel Flex, and the Peel Thin MagSafe case. Just like I said, man, any of these cases will be down below with the links to go out there and grab yourself up one. But if you're a person who needs a little bit more protection than your thin cases, I also did a video of the best heavy duty cases for the 14 Pro Max.